Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. This is going to be the bonus match between Facebook and Zynga. So essentially, Zynga has already swept Facebook 3-0. It is first to three. But now we have a game for Pride. Bottom right hand corner, Icecreamboy. Red Zerg, aka Daniel Kim. He boasts about his extreme mental fortitude. He's one of those guys who takes cold showers in the morning and eats nails for breakfast to get his iron. Bottom left hand corner, we have Fredo, aka Alfredo Sanchez for Zynga. Apparently does nothing but play Starcraft. It's awesome. This is on Typhon Peaks, which has those creepy eyeballs in the middle of the map. Having a little bit of BattleNet trouble, which is the chatter in this background corner. But ZVZ looks like the Overlords are going to come across one another very, very rapidly. Fredo already going for that Extractor cancel trick, so he's going to get a quick drone out. In the meantime, Icecreamboy going for a 10 pool. Interesting play from Icecreamboy. So now the question is what does Fredo open up with? And this is going to be, whoa, very risky build, but it could pay off here because the Overlord is going to come across Fredo's Overlord, and I don't think it's going to be inside Icecreamboy's base in time to realize this 10 pool is in fact being executed. Fortunately for Fredo, he might have an opportunity to fend this off. He has gone Extractor first, which is going to hurt, honestly, because he needs to have a spawning pool down before this Extractor to really have Zerglings out in sufficient time. And having the, I love the Overlord high five in the middle of the map. Nice, Icecreamboy, I like that. But Zerglings are already going to be inside Fredo's base. He's going to have to fend them off with drones at the very least, while he waits for Zergling reinforcements when this happens. So it could have been just a straight game if Fredo had gone for fast expansion instead. He's got drones in gas. Keep in mind this is going to lower the amount of minerals he has as well to produce Zerglings. And as soon as he spots this, let's see if he spots it. He does spot this with his drone. The way he needs to react is immediately get these drones out of gas. Don't worry about Zergling speed. Get a spine crawler down as soon as the spawning pool finishes. If he has time to. Zerglings have already spawned. Try to slow down those Zerglings the best he can. Zerglings spawning, running towards Fredo's front door. Spawning pool is going to be finished. Oof. Very close to when these Zerglings are entering the space. So Fredo is going to have to put up some sort of defense with drones alone. And it looks like there are 100 resources in Fredo's possession to get Zergling speed, but he needs to worry about just surviving at this stage. So metabolic boost being upgraded, still no spine crawlers, a handful of Zerglings being produced. Looks like just 4 at this stage, unfortunately. He is going to be outnumbered, and Icecreamboy is going to get a nice shot on this front door to do a decent amount of damage. If he can even disrupt mining time a little bit, it could be beneficial. 15 harvesters though for Fredo, so Icecreamboy needs to at least take 3 drones out. Nice surround by Fredo, all over those Zerglings. And I don't know that he really was able to get enough kills to equalize. Wow, 0 harvester loss for Fredo. Nice, fantastic defense. Didn't even need the spine crawler. And now he's going to have Zergling speed and perhaps a superior Zergling count to counter Icecreamboy. Icecreamboy actually has a Roach Warren in production. Great play. Fredo's actually just going to play defensively and hold up short, probably wise. Producing some additional Zerglings just perhaps in case there was a counterattack. But now he has a 3 harvester lead, which is everything in Zerg versus Zerg. Icecreamboy going to wait for that Roach Warren before he makes his next move. The question is, does he go for a fast expansion once he gets those roaches out and try to defend, which would be a mistake in my opinion because this is very difficult to defend territory. Fredo actually moving out with these Zerglings. He's actually skipped metabolic, or actually never mind, metabolic boost just kicking in. I actually saw that happen. Queen on the front door, both queens on the front door to try to defend this. Unfortunately for Icecreamboy, either way he's going to be pinned back. He shouldn't be able to attack here because Fredo will just be able to sneak in with these Zerglings, maybe get some drone kills. So Fredo, if he wants to expand, he probably could here at this stage, but it looks like he's just going to pound out a ton of Zerglings. Already up to 22 Zerglings versus just 4. Icecreamboy actually supply capping himself a little bit, which is devastating at this stage. Look at all these larvae that aren't being utilized because of that supply cap. And oh my goodness, that's a lot of Zerglings. I think Icecreamboy might have seen all of it, but this is going to be a very difficult door to breach. Tough nut to crack. There is a spine crawler being produced right there, but here they come. Zerglings moving up, trying to engage these queens as best they can. Mono-e-mono, hand-to-hand. That queen's health descending. No transfusions thus far, and it looks like there isn't going to be a transfusion on that queen. Zerglings is pounding through, but keep in mind on a small gap. Second queen is going to be dispatched, and there's still only 5 Zerglings make it through all of that. Ooh, big mistake. Fredo now taking natural expansion, but he doesn't have quite the attacking power he did before. Roach is holding that front. More Zerglings being streamed out by Fredo, though. I love these overlords and their stare off here in the middle of the map. That's the intensity that's happening here. More roaches going to be able to block this off. Now Icecreamboy has more roaches. Has an overall count, but keep in mind, Fredo has that natural expansion up and running, and he might be able to get an overlord hurt here, which would really hurt Icecreamboy. And on top of that, Icecreamboy not in a great... And he's not going to be in a position for quite some time to take his natural expansion. A lot of Zerglings out once again. Icecreamboy once again in the red. Fredo waiting for the drone count actually to start increasing. He's got plenty of Zerglings. I'm not sure he should dive at this front door again, but no, he's going for it. One Zergling sneaks through, but it's going to sweep back around, and Fredo once again head against a brick wall. Still has a significant supply lead, 37 to 28. Most of that is in Zerglings though. This is much like a Terran Wallen where you do not want to pound against that. However, superior drone count. It looks like that natural expansion is being saturated. So great position for Fredo. He also has his own roach worn out. Is grabbing an extractor. Fredo having to tech the lair himself. Not sure what he's going to do with this lair tech though. Especially considering he's still at one base. Fredo supply capping himself, it looks like briefly here. Does have an overlord moving out, and it looks like Icecreamboy going for the one thing he can attempt to do, a Spire switch. Let's see if he can catch Fredo with his pants down. Currently, keep in mind, Fredo has no anti-air. He's getting lair tech up himself, but no anti-air, except for Queens. A lot of Zerglings out, so he's got map control, at least in that regard. He's got this natural expansion denied. Another Spinecrawler on the front for Icecreamboy. But Icecreamboy is going to try to do what he can, harvest up some gas, get a handful of Mutalisks out, and if he can just wipe out enough drones in sufficient time, he might be able to sneak back with a win for Facebook and avoid the humiliating 4-0 defeat. Fredo also grabbing an additional gas, currently at 60 of 68, almost double the supply of Icecreamboy. So currently everything is riding on these Mutalisks, which will be fielded shortly. However, Roach is already spawning, and they are missing not a beat. They're starting to flood forward for Fredo. That could be the distance damage he needs. And honestly, if these Mutalisks have to stick at home base and defend here, that will be game. Hydralisk Den in production for Fredo. 5 Mutalisks also in production. About halfway finished here. Fredo testing the front door. This is the critical moments of this match. Will Fredo be victorious, or will the Mutalisks be able to do enough damage? The gates are opening. The Mutalisks are free. They're moving towards the natural expansion. They want to try to kill all of Fredo's troops. Fredo, in the meantime, pounding forward, backing off after seeing those Mutalisks in the air. This is going to buy time, though, for Fredo to get Spore Crawlers as well as Hydralisks out in the field. And he can afford to lose a handful of roaches. This is unfortunate. Boy, moving out, ignoring the overlords, wants to try to get as many harvesters as he possibly can. Fortunately, the opportunity has been missed. Hydralisks and spore colonies are spore crawlers going to be there to greet him. Some overlords taking some damage, but honestly, it is too little, too late. And on top of that, he needs to preserve those Mutalisks because those are attack units he needs. And they're very fragile. One down already. Now Fredo has a deathlock on this match. He has the natural expansion denied. He has roaches, a superior roach count. He has a lot of Hydralisks that are going to flood out here. If he can just keep the overlord count streaming, he's going to win this match hands down. 33 harvesters versus 26. Even if he just sits in this space, he should be able to starve Icecreamboy out. Icecreamboy actually, nice. While he's got the distraction of the Mutalisks out in the field, he's going to wander out, try to take his natural expansion. Try to do what he can to stay in this match. And he is utilizing these Mutalisks well, going out and killing overlords. However, he needs to be careful because, again, losing these Mutalisks could cost him the game. Hydralisks moving up to engage. Unfortunately, the overlords are not positioning back to get into that defensive stance with the Hydralisks. Actually, it looks like there's an overlord going to check the entirety of this front door. Evolution Chamber on the front. Icecreamboy really shelling up. He's playing Terran style at this stage. Zerglings moving forward with Hydralisks and Roaches. Fredo looks like he might want to dive in again. Needs to be careful doing so because I think this could be fended off. Instead, positioning to the north, If he can't attack that front, he's just going to make sure that he can take out overlords and deny any sort of harvester count. Actually going to move in, try to pick this hatchery off. He needs to be careful because that's a lot of roaches. In fact, I think the roach count might have swung. Yeah, 13 roaches for Icecreamboy. And Icecreamboy feeling it. He's going to start charging forward. Still needs to be very careful. Still, Fredo 104 supply. Significant lead. And by significant, I mean practically dominant lead. It is Fredo's game to lose at this stage. Icecreamboy moving out with some more Mulisks. Wants to see if he can catch something while it's vulnerable in this back corner. There is a Spore Crawler there as well as a Queen, unfortunately. Looking for Fredo to reinforce more roaches moving forward. The roach count, 18 to 21. That plus the Hydralisks, they should be able to penetrate at least an open ground assault. However, they need to be very careful. Oops, looks like roach reinforcement's going to be picked off. They need to be careful not to dive into this. Fredo, though, 43 harvesters to 26. What a great position for him. Icecreamboy is caught up a little bit in supply. All of that is in infantry. Every little bit of that is roaches and Mutalisks. The Mutalisks are running free away from this assault where they need to be to provide some additional padding defense. Fredo moving forward. He's got 3 spine crawlers and a ton of roaches to contend with. Moving in for the attack. Spine crawlers being focused. The roaches somewhat out of position. They do not have the concavity to cope. It looks like that evolution chamber is soaking up some of this damage, but wow. Great concavity for Fredo, crushing these roaches. Some Hydralisks wandering in the back. Queen getting in the fight as well. It is down. And the roach count plummeting. Now the Mulisks moving in, but it's too little too late. And they're engaging right on top of the one unit they cannot afford to engage on, the Hydralisks. And the roach is sitting inside the natural expansion of Icecreamboy. But nice from the Mutalisks, actually able to take out what Hydralisks were left. Only one Hydralisk left on the low ground. The roach is still pounding their way forward. Icecreamboy doing whatever he can to stay in this match. Clinging on by a thread. And he might actually have fended off this attack. Unfortunately, Fredo turning around and producing a huge amount of Hydralisks. And I think that might be enough Hydralisks to pound through these 3 leftover weak roaches. But he's going to back off and play careful just in case. But Fredo, twice the supply count now of Icecreamboy. There are no more spine crawlers to help defend on this front door. As well, 43 harvesters versus 22. Fredo still in a great position. Mutalisks again pressing around. Fredo going to take a 3rd base. Oh, Mutalisks 1 getting caught in open field and just getting wiped out. Like that infested Zergling. Icecreamboy just seeing that army pressing forward is going to GG right there. Clean sweep for Zynga. Icecreamboy falls to Fredo. Hope you guys enjoyed the bonus match. Thank you guys for listening. Check out everything at afterhoursgaming.tv.